And we're now getting an update that the Trump and Xi meet has concluded. The meeting lasted for nearly 2 hours. What really came out of the meeting, we'll slowly be learning by and by. But this is, remember, a very important meeting. All of this happened after the face-to-face bilateral has happened after, remember, 6 years, and after the high tariffs that were slapped against China by the United States of America. And now they are talking about a thawing of ties, and how closely is India watching it also becomes an important perspective that we must discuss ahead of this meeting that happened between Xi Jinping and the US President Donald Trump. For that very perspective, we have our colleague Siddhant Mishra, who's with us on the broadcast. Siddhant, 2 hours is what it took for this meeting to conclude. 6 years, long wait, and finally this meeting happening in South Korea, the final leg of Trump's Asia tour.
Well, that's right, Greha. A very, very significant meeting between President Trump and President Xi just got concluded. Meeting lasted for nearly 2 hours. In fact, the details have not been released by the either side. We could expect President Trump to be posting details about the meeting on Truth Social, or we could also be expecting him to be interacting with the US media pool on board Air Force One. So he has departed from South Korea to DC. Perhaps we could expect him to be interacting with the press on board Air Force One, and then we would get to know about what exactly happened in the meeting, whether any framework for the trade deal has been finalized, what about the critical minerals, etc., etc. But largely, if we talk about the agenda for this meeting, Greha, then Trump wanted China to remove the export control on the critical minerals, because this particular policy by China is affecting many chip making and other industries in the United States. So that was the main focus area. And in exchange for that, President Trump was ready to offer the high quality, high value NVIDIA chips to China, which were banned by United States to be exported to China long back. So that the chip was the bargaining chip this time. Also, the trade issue, perhaps because President Trump announced 100% tariff on China. Then later he paused those tariffs. China also announced reciprocal tariffs on the United States. So definitely, since two leaders have met, they must have spoken on the trade issue. Then Taiwan issue, because it's a time for China, perhaps, from last 1 week, we have been seeing that how the Chinese government-backed media outlets have been publishing articles, opinion pieces on China, that the on Taiwan, that reunification of Taiwan is inevitable, etc., etc. So President Xi was expected to convey to President Trump about Chinese position on Taiwan. Then of course, the soybean export to China, because China has reduced the import of soybean from the United States, and the main producers of these soybean crop are the Republican constituencies, and in fact, President Trump wants China to increase the import. So perhaps whether any decision has been made, has there been any assurance coming from the Chinese leadership, etc., etc. So there were a lot of issues, but as I said, that this was one of the most important meeting which just got concluded. In fact, many almost all the countries were watching this meeting very, very closely, and let's wait for the details to be shared by United States and China.
Absolutely. We have two reactions that are coming in. Do stay on with us, Siddhant. US President Donald Trump and Xi Jinping, that meeting that lasted 2 hours and took 6 long years to finally happen.
It's a great honor to be with a friend of mine, really for a long time now, if you think about it. The very, very distinguished and respected President of China. And we will be having some discussions. I think we've already agreed to a lot of things, and we'll agree to some more right now. But President Xi is a great leader of a great country, and I think we're going to have a fantastic relationship for a long period of time. And it's an honor to have you with us.
Given our different national conditions, we do not always see eye to eye with each other. And it is normal for the two leading economies of the world to have frictions now and then.